Hi everybody, I'm Lydia. I sew things. Thanks for joining me. I'm making this video as a request and a follow-up to my threading video for threading the, she's right here, the singer. First of all, I just want to thank everybody who subscribed and has watched my videos. Thank you. I'm sorry that I made the threading video with white thread. It did not occur to me that it would be hard to see white thread against a white machine. Yeah, I'm gonna rethread it and do it with some black thread so it's easier to see. And I wear glasses too, so I know I wear contacts a lot. But I know it can be difficult to see, and I apologize. So I'll be making a new video. And the other thing I wanted to say too is that the machine takes class 15 bobbins, which are awesome, and you can pretty much find them anywhere. Buy them at Joann's with a coupon. But I have these, and they're metal, so I tend to use them a lot more, and they work really great on this machine. So I'm going to be filling one of these up in the video. So keep letting me know any other videos you might want to watch or how to learn how to do stuff. I've had the machine now for like a year and a half, and I did that video on how to clean it and maintain it a little bit. But yeah, let me know. Drop me a comment. Yeah, let's get to it. Okay, here we go. So here's our black thread. It's so much easier to see against the white. All right, so I'm going to put this with the thread coming from the bottom. But one thing I just wanted to tell you real quick about the Coats and Clark thread is that it has a tendency to get caught on the side here where the thread, here it is, where the thread, when you buy it, it comes wound up right there. See? So it won't feed evenly. So just be careful with that. I do suggest maybe a thread stand or putting it on in a coffee mug on the side and the back, and then just threading it normally. Okay. Okay, so the thread's in there, thread's coming from the bottom, and I am going to do a bobbin first. Okay, so here's the number 1 right here, and just goes right under there. And then this is going to go from the right over and around, a little loop-de-loop. Okay, we'll do that again. So it goes like this and around. Okay, okay, and then here are my little metal bobbins, and these just feel a lot sturdier to me. That's why I tend to reach for them. And I feel like everyone has these in their house, like, because all the old machines, a lot of the old machines were class 15 bobbin, or had class 15 bobbins. Okay, so I put it in through one of the little holes, and if you do have your plastic one, you know, same thing. This one just doesn't have as many holes. Okay, so I'm gonna put it in through here, and this whole time I'm holding on to this so that the thread doesn't pop out, because that can get really annoying. So push it in, push it to the right, and at this point you want to make sure your machine's on, and you're just gonna push the foot pedal. That's it. You just push the foot pedal. You can wind it up a little bit if your thread tail's a little too long, and then trim it, and then go for it. That is it. And I do usually get a nice even bobbin. I usually go until it can't go. And there we go. Okay. So we're gonna trim that and then move it to the left, and we have our bobbin. Our bobbin's full. Okay, so I'm just gonna set that aside for a second. I'm going to undo this. Okay, and we're gonna go back to the number 1. Step number 1's the same. And then one thing you always want to do is make sure that your presser foot is up, okay? No, make sure it's not down, because basically what you're doing when you're putting the presser foot down, you're the tension discs that are right here tighten up the thread, and you can't put thread through it. So you want to make sure it's up. I'm trying to show you without like having to stop the camera. So that guy. Make sure it's up, okay? All right. Okay. So let's go ahead and start from the beginning. And also make sure that your needle, just this little bar right here, use your hand wheel to make sure it's at as high as it goes. Highest needle position. There we go. Okay. So here we go. I'm going on number 1. Number 2, you're scooping it around that little hook. And then you're going down to this little crevice. Then you're going back up and over 5 and down to 6. Okay. And the next step, I'm going to zoom in so you can see that a little better. Okay. So let's go there. Oops. Okay. Look how much easier that black is to see. Okay. So now we're going to put the thread in through this little bar that's right here, right beneath the clamp. So let me try to zoom in a little bit more here. There we go. Okay. So I'm going to take the thread and just slide it through there. Okay. And now let's thread the needle. Okay. Just move you over a little bit. There we go. Okay, so for this part, I'm going to lower the presser foot. If you don't, this hits the presser foot and it just doesn't work well. So you have to put the presser foot down after it's threaded. And then, so I'm holding the thread taut, not super tight, but taut. And then I hook it over through here, and I'm holding it, and then there's a little tiny needle in the threader that goes through the eye of the needle, and that is what hooks the thread. So you put that in there, and then it hooks the thread and pulls it through the back. Okay, and you don't want to have a death grip on the thread because then it just won't go through. So you hold it taut, that way gives it a little bit of give, and then you have your thread in there. Let's go ahead and do that one more time. I'm going to give myself a little bit more of a thread tail. Press your foot up and then just kind of pull on my thread a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to push it down, press it down. Okay, so I'm going to hook it, bring it around all the way, and that's it. If you find that this isn't hooking in to your needle, the little needle that's within the needle threader, that means this needle is probably not in the right position. So just kind of play with it a little bit, move it up or down until it kind of pops in there. Okay, and then you can always just go old school and just thread it normally. Okay, all right, so now I'm going to put the presser foot up, and let's go ahead and get our bobbin in there. Okay, so I decided to use this blue thread for the bobbin, as it does get a little dark down there, and this will still be dark enough to see, but provide some contrast against the shadows down there. So when you're putting your bobbin in, you always want to make sure that the thread is on the top, hanging down. Okay, on the top, hanging down. If you have the other bobbin, it's going to be on the top, hanging down, and then give yourself just a little bit of a thread tail. Okay, like that, maybe 3 inches or so. Okay, so thread's on top. Okay, and here's the bobbin case. All right, so you hook that in there, and then your thread is gonna go through that little groove up and in that little space right there. And it kind of clicks a little bit once you get it in. So here, let me do that again. I'll use the other one so you can see. Like this. Yeah, see, there's the click. And then it's gonna, if you wanna make sure it's in there correctly, it's always gonna turn clockwise. Okay, all right. So let's do the other one. Okay, threads on top, in through the groove. Bam. Okay. And then, okay, so then on this casing, you're gonna grab this little lever or latch, whatever you wanna call it. You're gonna grab it. And this kind of keeps the bobbin in. If you don't hold it, the bobbin will just fall out. So that's that. Let me put it back in there. Okay. Oops. There we go. Pull, it's going clockwise. Okay, so I'm gonna hold it. And then this little guy is just gonna latch into the top. Just zoom in a little bit. Okay.
All right, so the bobbin's in. And now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hold this thread and I'm gonna turn the hand wheel towards me and lower the needle in and then back up, and then you're gonna pull the thread on top and it's gonna should bring the thread out. And you see, here's what I did. My thread tail was too short. So I'm gonna pull this a little bit, make sure it's longer. So there we go. Let's try that again. Okay. There we go. That was it. See, so if that happens, your thread tail's a little short. That's it. So our machine's threaded.
Okay, I hope that was a lot easier to see with the black thread and the blue thread I threw in there. And yeah, make sure your thread tails are a little longer so you can pull the thread in through the from the bobbin. Let me know what you guys are sewing. I'd love to hear from you and hear what projects you're working on and whatnot. So yeah, thanks for tuning in, and happy sewing. Bye.